I don't hear anything that's happening. We filming shit here?
Yep.
Uh-oh, I should turn my phone.
It's time to start the podcast.
Turn my phone alarm off. Okay. So you guys didn't see this, but Alex spilt again. Before
I'm a berserker. I'm a coffee berserker.
You're a monster.
There's just something about fragile setups of electrical equipment that really get me going, man.
You just really want to ruin everything. I know it. I was gonna write something down. I had an idea right now, and I had my phone out, ready to write my idea down, but I forgot it.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
No. Yes, of course I do.
I love it.
I'm whining about it right now. To all my friends.
All 0 friends watching right now.
Just got grim again.
But it's it's like that. It's like that thing where you walk into a room, and then you forgot why you walked into it.
Exactly.
And then you walked out.
You're like, you're in the room for some reason because you're on a mission in your brain. You're on a very personal mission. You didn't tell anyone about it. And you're ashamed that you didn't tell anyone about it. Because when you get into the room, you're like, wait a second. What was I doing? And you say it out loud and your friend's like, I don't fucking know.
What?
That always happens. It's a conundrum. I was told to dart your eyes back and forth to help
really
bring your memory back. I was told about this. I don't know by who or when I heard about it.
There's unrelated memory tips that I've heard of. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I forgot that this was here. You can talk about something. What?
So I've heard about memory helps, which are not random keys on a piano that have just been pressed.
Right. But does it include the dart in the eyes?
No, I think there's something about like putting something in a place that it's not supposed to be.
Oh,
so that when you come across it, you're like, why is this here? And then you're like, oh. But I feel like I would also forget. So I just walk down and I'd be like, oh, why is this here?
This isn't gonna work because, and I know this happens to everyone. You look at an item, you look at one of your items, and you think to yourself, I'm gonna put this in a special place, somewhere you never put it. And then you put it somewhere so that you don't lose it. Moments or days later, you're like, where the fuck is that thing?
Yeah. Also with like...
And you're like, I know I put it somewhere specific so I wouldn't forget.
With cleaning up the house, my mom loves cleaning. I hate it because...
I don't think she loves cleaning. She just wants it cleaned.
She hates
doesn't like the act of it.
Yeah. My grandma actually loves cleaning.
She lives for the cleaning?
She does.
So I mean, some people like to be slaves and do it sexually, but does your grandma just like cleaning?
It's also sexual for her. No, just kidding. Grandma's a wonderful person.
Why does that make people who want to be slaves a non-wonderful person? What are you talking about? You just offended a lot of people, my friend.
All 0 people watching.
Exactly.
I'm gonna keep bringing that up.
Will that be a run-on gag, even if we have millions?
Yeah, all 0 people watching, man. There's something else about like memory.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh God. Oh yeah. So when you clean up the house and you put in a messy space, I know exactly where. Or not exactly, but I know fairly well where things are. Like, I can think about something and I'll be like, oh yeah, it was over here. Yeah. Usually, most of the time, I can pick it up.
Sure.
When you organize everything, all of a sudden, all the mental points in your mind, like the map in your mind, has been jumbled up, and now you don't know where anything is.
I think that's
it's a serious problem.
An extension of what I was mentioning. I do that many times a day.
Many times.
No, that just happens pretty often.
Yeah.
And that's spooky.
Spooky. Well, we have some other spooky things on the podcast today. But first, welcome to Sit Down and Shut Up if you're just tuning in. I can't see how many people are watching right now, so I'm assuming...
5, and you're not one of them.
Oh. Mom. There's one person watching. I don't know if that's us on the YouTube thing tuned into the stream just to see if it's working. So, this is a sad song to commemorate the feeling of trying to start a live podcast with 25 subscribers. Do we have 25 now? That's 250,000.
It is a quarter of something, yes. A quarter of, you know what it's.
I'm not going to check right now.
But yeah, I just noticed that there was 25 yesterday, and I was going to text you, but I was in the middle of editing for something that came out yesterday.
Yeah, speaking of, I was just about to say, what's been happening on Gutter Dreams lately? Nothing much. We made a
podcast last week.
Yes, and we also released the Danky Baby Boys.
Oh yes, Danky Baby Boys.
So if you haven't seen that,
side note, and this might intrigue people because they won't really know, vaguely what I'm talking about. Okay, I realized after you posted that that I accidentally changed my wardrobe.
Oh,
because and I went ahead and brought the actual wardrobe today. Because oh wait, no, those are the wrong ones. It doesn't matter, but those are more closely resembling.
I'm trying to move without spilling anything.
Oh, here, I'll just hold this.
No, I'm good now. I'm repositioned, but
because in other parts I'm wearing the wrong pants, and I didn't realize that, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I think it's okay.
It's moderately okay.
But to mention what I worked on yesterday.
Yes.
It's a little short thing on
a shanty
short. I was gonna call them long shorts on Dadgummit, and
it's just like ripping off of your own channel.
But it's long shorts, so they're not like a minute long. They're like 2 minutes to like 3 minutes. But I called them shorts just because for the ease of it, and it is a. I keep wanting to say ditty, but it's not a song. It's not a P Diddy either.
It's not a song.
Do you think that's why that's his name, P Diddy?
That would be
he's
very
clever
cute.
Enough?
Penis Diddy.
You're
That's
right.
what it stands for.
You're absolutely right.
Dude, we're live.
Oh crap, are we?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's about Russians.
Yep. I'm gonna look through, get the links in the chat.
Oh, okay. Okay, that what we mentioned.
I looked up Danky Baby Boys, and the suggestion was Donkey Baby Boys.
There's a lot of boys and donkeys.
But we're the first result for Danky Baby Boys.
Oh, nice. Good. That's actually spectacular, in my opinion. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. It took me 3 days to edit that because the first day was purely to sync up audio that we didn't make it easy for me to sync up. To make this podcast boring, I will mention that when you take your visuals and your audio and you record them separately, you have to sync them. And there's no easy way to sync them if you don't have a loud type of peaking clap type of thing, and you don't have someone saying, this is take 1 or scene 1, take 1 or take 5. And it doesn't help that sometimes the audio may or may not have been turned on at the proper time. So maybe we have extra audio tracks, which we did. I'm glad we didn't have too few, of course, but it was still sifting.
Yeah.
So just syncing up the audio was a pain because I with what I use is Hit Film
You
Express.
can hit my film anytime.
You can do Hit Film Express now. I mentioned Hit Film Express. It's a free video editing software that I downloaded. So that was a pain. Then I had to figure out how to do the special effects for Cody's. Well, spoiler. I had to figure out how to do a special effect, and I did it pretty mediocrely. I might add, not any sort of special time to make it perfect, but I wanted to make it good enough.
Yeah.
And it went through reshoots with, or not reshoots. I went through re-edits with different techniques or different muzzle flashes, Spoiler.
The muzzle flash was actually pretty good.
Okay, good. Thank you.
See, usually in the video editing, the video creation process, I'm the one who handles the video editing. But because this was a Dadgummit project, I kind of let most of Dadgummit take over most of the roles. So,
and this was me. This is me trying to figure out everything. I mean, I do edit sometimes, but not like the bulk or main.
He didn't go to school for it.
I didn't go to school for it. So I had to figure out things as I went along.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, I exported about twice. Well, this is the thing. I exported because I wanted everything to be on one track or two tracks, visual and audio.
Yeah.
Once I thought it was done enough to where I can start editing again, because it was really laggy.
Yeah.
And so a whole day was just laggy syncing.
Wow.
The second day, I took a mini break. I started a little bit and got a headache and stopped. The third day was the worst. So I took in the file and I started splicing it. And Cody had said, "Oh, I don't want there's a part I was gonna have. I'm gonna do a gag reel, so this isn't gonna be spoiler or anything." Shane, is his name spelled or pronounced Geller?
Geller. Yes.
Geller. He does this. Okay, and I zoom up and it looks really cute. And I in the final cut, there's only one of them. I wanted there would be like 4 or 5, and he had different takes of the same action, and I was gonna do different ones, but then I went ahead and just did the same clip, repeated about 4 different times, spread throughout the video.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
So I really wanted to keep that. So when Cody said, "Oh, I want those removed," I had to revert back to the original. Because
why did Cody want them?
He wanted them. He didn't want
he
every
doesn't
single
like
one of them.
repeating things.
Yeah, I
think that's his thing.
I think he was more so concerned with sticking to the script, sticking to his original idea.
Yeah.
And since that 70s show shot type thing was cut, he wanted something that he wanted to just be, what is it? Precious to his, to like it's something he imagined instead of something else.
Yeah.
So he had, which is respectable. I mean, he wanted it his vision, which is of course what should be the case because we both wrote it and directed it. So it was a buddy type of thing. Anyway, so that was horrible because I had to go to the original one to edit off of it. So it was laggy again. I'm just boring everyone. It's okay. So the last one. There was a total of 4 uploads onto YouTube, privated videos. Slightly different.
Wow, I didn't know that you went through this much trouble for it.
I'm getting red hot warm right now. Just thinking about all the headache. What was I going to talk about?
Something about Poker Dome.
Well, there's 4 original edits, slightly different. The only reason why there's 4 and then there should be 3, it's because on the third one I realized that the music was still muted when I exported it. And because I just wanted to get it over with, I didn't double check.
Oh, might I add that Mario wrote the music for that?
Oh, thank you very much.
Kira's video calling from Messenger.
What the hell does that mean?
I'm going to FaceTime somebody on the podcast.
Hello?
Hi, Kira. I'm live.
Do you want a face reveal?
Do you want a face reveal? Shout out.
For the internet, for our billion subscribers.
Oh, hey, Michelle. How you doing?
Where the heck are you?
I'm live on a podcast with Mario.
Hello.
Say hi to the fans.
I'm Mario, and you're live.
Hi.
How you doing? I wish I could have been there. She was doing a talk at a conference. And it sounded really cool, but I wasn't able to come.
Is it like a TED talk?
Yeah, it was like a TED talk, but
a Michelle talk.
It is a Michelle talk. Yeah, that's awesome.
That is awesome. How'd it go?
Yeah. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Well, that interview went nowhere.
That accomplished nothing.
Oh well.
Are those future scum sacks?
They might be.
Okay.
I'll tell them to tune in.
To end my rant about Poker Dome, I will say I'm 150% proud of it. I'm glad to have worked with everyone we worked with. We worked with Anthony Tran.
Yes.
He did boom for some of it. Amber Crane, my girlfriend, she did boom for some of it. And Caitlin Lopez, Cody's girlfriend, catering.
But also...
Oh, yeah, she did. She brought pizza. So, yes, catering and...
also boom.
And also boom for some of it.
Yeah.
And, of course, working with Shane for the second project, for the second thing.
Yes.
But not... His first project was,
Yes.
of course, his.
So, yeah, we're expanding our...
I wanted to... I'm sorry.
Okay,
but I need to mention Francisco.
Francisco.
Is it Reynoso?
Reynoso. Yep.
I wrote it about 150 times when I did the tags about 150 times for each video that I uploaded. So yeah, everyone was beautiful. No matter how stressful it may have gotten, trying to figure out everything all in one day and scheduling 5 different people.
Yeah. There was some creative scheduling going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun to play a bunch of dumb Russians.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know about the video.
Yeah.
There was something else I was going to say about it that I don't remember what
Maybe
it was.
proud of how it came out. That's what I would add.
Yes. Yes.
Overall, I'm 150% beautifully proud of everything.
Yes. And
I'd do it again. All the heartache.
I think what I was going to add was that the last shot, I'm glad you kept it in. It didn't have any purpose for the story, so you added it at the very end.
Oh, yes.
You did a good job establishing with all the laughing and everything, so
thank you.
that was a good choice to keep it out, but I'm glad that you put it in at the end because that was actually one of the best shots.
Thank you. It was.
Very nice. Cinematography was pretty good. I think...
I mean, you set that angle up, did you not?
Yes, I believe
Yeah.
so.
It's beautiful.
Tooting my own horn here.
But it was my lovely acting of my hand.
Yeah, pouring
thing.
everything. I think what this kind of goes into what we have to offer to YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
As Gutter Dreams. You haven't really seen many sketches from us because we've been kind of ramping up and getting a kind of a backlog ready first, figuring out how to work in a schedule that would allow for consistent uploading. But we're trying to make something cinematic as well as comedic. So a lot of comedy on YouTube generally isn't approached from an artistic, like, filmic style. Which
Exactly.
But both of us are interested in. I want to be a director. Mario is also very interested in
Directing,
acting,
editing,
everything. Just
music
doing whatever
writing.
he can. And so we both approach from the angle of trying to make it look as filmic as possible.
Yes.
And actually, I've been thinking about this for a very long time.
I thought about it last night.
About how filmic.
I wanted to, because when I watched Danky Baby Boys again, and remembering how you have to having the idea to make it widescreen, figuring it or knowing that you have to make the angle wider and put the people in a certain place and make them smaller or whatever. And I was thinking about that, and my brain said, "That's beautiful for a 1 or 2 minute little Danky Baby Boys where we vomit on each other.
Yeah.
To still make it look good."
I think one of my favorite things.
Oh, I think I was blocking my face. Okay. You're one of your favorite things?
I think one of my favorite things when I watch a comedy
yeah, go on.
is how I like the feeling of watching something very, very dumb.
Yes.
and being amazed because people spent thousands of hours working on it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like it's way more effort than the quality of the idea is.
Yeah.
And there's something about that that's very pure and kind of hilarious, and also just
definitely hilarious.
It's there's something about like the process of making it. If you know about it, it makes it funnier just automatically. And I think that's something that reflects in both of us. I had this we're not really on the topic, main topic of the podcast right now.
We'll get to it
this
next
is a
hour.
good segue.
The next hour.
Yeah, we still have time.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about how things are going to change on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Because we grew up when YouTube released in 2005.
Is that when it released?
Yes. I think it was made in 2005, acquired by YouTube, or acquired by Google in 2006.
Google it. Was there a beta?
I don't know. Do you know what the first video is?
A guy at a zoo?
Yeah, the guy at the zoo says, "This is an elephant."
A little bit of trivia.
Yeah.
Why do we know this? There's no reason why we should know this. To know where you are.
Yeah.
And where we've been.
Where you've come from.
Where you've come from.
But we were 9 or 10 around that time. Very small baby boys.
Small baby danky boys.
Danky baby boys. And so that's the point where you start like consuming media.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
And that's where it starts affecting you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like around 1.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Around 1.
Around what? Like when I actually have vivid memories. So around 5 or 10.
Yeah. That's 5 or 10.
Well,
Give or
because
take 5 years.
Well, because you can watch a movie maybe when you're in kindergarten.
Uh-huh.
You might remember some of it.
Yeah.
Like
scenes.
Lion King.
Yeah. Terrifying scenes usually.
Yeah, and you cry and you're like, he's looking for anybody. It's a little Lion King line that always gets my goat. What is it? Gets my heartstrings.
My nads rolling.
My nads rolling.
Tugs at my heartstrings.
Yeah. Tugs at my heartstrings.
But so we started watching around like 10 or 9 or 10.
Yeah, niner.
And so as we grew up, we noticed, well, I've noticed that the people who become successful on YouTube are at least 18. There were a lot of kids on YouTube, but they don't have the skill or dedication.
This is so sad. I'm gonna stop. Okay.
They don't have the skill or dedication to create a successful YouTube channel, and they can't handle like all the attention, you know. So the threshold is really 18 or so, and that's one thing that I'd give as advice to younger people watching is like, don't start a YouTube channel
Too early.
Like, there's some people who've been successful as teenagers, but generally, you're gonna find success when you're an adult.
But some people have their parents like moderate the channel.
Yeah.
I know there's this Lego kid.
The Lego kid.
He's a little Lego kid, and his dad sits him up in front of a camera, and it's really high quality stuff. He sits him up in front of a camera, and then the kid reviews it.
Uh-huh.
It's actually really adorable because you would probably be a kid watching it, and you see a kid reviewing it instead of an adult.
Yeah. So
it's actually pretty entertaining. I don't know why I have something in my throat.
R.I.P.
What are we
Mario.
talking about? What are we talking about? But yeah, so if there's an adult moderating or managing.
Yeah, but the adult knows how to do it.
But if you're just some dumbass kid
uploading on your own.
Sorry, I'm not a bully.
Yeah. So
try not to be a bully.
So now we've reached that threshold. We're like 2021 now. We've reached that threshold where we can make a successful thing without like much trouble, you know?
And I think there's something beautiful about our age is because we can still act like 5-year-olds.
Yes.
And we can still act like 50-year-olds.
Yes.
Or 30-year-olds. And we look like 30-year-olds, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But the guy, I had a shout out from the guy that gave Dadgum a shout out. He said about my age, and he told us earlier in his career that he's like 32.
Nice.
And I'm like, dang. And he butchers our names: Mario, Oyster, and Cody Lambert.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with mispronouncing our name. I
think it's
don't
better
mind.
if you.
Yeah, it's totally better.
If you want to give us a
entertaining.
shout out, butcher our names.
Butcher our names.
Except for Gutter Dreams.
Definitely
say
gonna butcher
Gutter Dreams
his.
correctly.
Yes.
But butcher our individual
or else you're
names.
banned.
The
I keep putting my coffee over here, but it's so hard to do.
yeah.
Just keep it right here. I just don't want to spill it.
Yeah. The so we're at the age where we can start making videos, and like that whole generation of people who grew up with YouTube are now making videos.
Yeah.
So this is like the second generation of video makers, right?
Yes.
And I think that the second generation that's coming in is going to change the formula.
They're gonna change the
There's
game.
going to be something different because all these people, the first generation of YouTube is like now 30 years old.
The actual first generation.
Yes.
Okay.
The people who were successful on YouTube in 2006 and 2007 and whatnot, they're like 30, 40 years old now. And now there's a group of young people who've grown up with YouTube and who have now reached the point where they can easily get success. So,
And that's us.
yes, that's hopefully us.
Hopefully.
Our intent is to bring a bit of alt-right
Right? Media.
alternative comedy.
Yeah.
It's a something different, something strange. I'm really glad that the first comment that we got on Danky Baby Boys was WTF.
Yeah. And then I wrote, yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah. So we're already succeeding.
Yeah. Well, that already way surpassed what I thought would happen.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. Perfect.
Also,
thank you.
By the way, that person who commented was Moistened Ewok. Thanks for watching.
Oh, okay. Go. What were you gonna do? Thanks for watching.
Do you know? I recognize that name, Moistened Ewok. I'm not sure if they're a subscriber of mine from the Epic Tea Time or yours or from Dadgummit. I just know that name from somewhere.
I don't entirely know.
Okay, Moistened Ewok.
I don't entirely know. That's strange.
If you are watching this, tell me where you're from. Give me your address.
Give me your address. And don't say crap. I just forgot the Ewok planet. It's
Alderaan?
Endor.
Endor.
Is it not Endor?
Yeah, the Battle of Endor.
And don't say Endor.
Don't
You
say it.
piece of crap.
Shout out to today's sponsor,
It's always gonna be.
Dougal, the feature film coming out February 24th, 2006.
Do you have a title card not sponsored, endorsed by?
We're not sponsored or endorsed by Dougal, but let me just give you a list of the cast here.
The point of this.
There's Chevy Chase, Judi Dench, Jimmy Fallon, Whoopi Goldberg, William H. Macy, Ian McKellen, Kevin Smith, and Jon Stewart. So it's definitely an award winner from the Film Advisory Board. Laugh out loud funny. 2.8 stars on IMDb.
Good job.
Good job. Shall we get into today's topic?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So there are many strange things in this world. Things that we cannot explain. And one of them is a solar eclipse. And also random various YouTube videos.
I didn't know you were gonna say that because
I was-
people can explain the solar eclipse. I'm shocked.
No, the sun goes dark for some reason.
Why does that
what
happen?
the fuck is going on?
The planet's going dark. There's actually funny. Amber's dad said this. He said he's gonna talk to a person he's trying to buy a house from when we go down there, because we're going to Idaho or Iowa. I can't remember because I'm not planning this trip. Someone else is.
Idaho is the closest.
I think that's
I
that
looked
one.
it up, and Idaho is the closest we can get.
Up and
Yeah.
up-ish to the right. He said he's gonna talk to someone he's trying to buy a house. Sell me this house for $10.
potato house.
Sell me
$10.
this house for $10, or I'm gonna make the world go dark. Because it's gonna be during the eclipse, which is gonna the moon's gonna cover the sun's light for a brief moment,
Yes.
and the world's gonna look like it's nighttime during the day for a little bit.
Isn't that amazing? And also terrifying. Whoa. That's That's a beautiful song written by
Thanks.
Mario called the Eclipse Song. You can
The
buy it
Eclipse
on
Song.
iTunes and stream it on Spotify.
Yeah.
So there's also meteor showers happening. What's the deal with those?
Go
I've
on.
only seen a couple headlines. You probably know more about it than I do.
I
at this
know
point.
more just by he say, hearsay, she say, by the peer say.
Yeah.
Amber and Amber's dad are saying there's this it was last night. The Amber's dad called her.
This is in Southern California,
And
but I think it applies to a lot of the rest of the world.
Yeah, and he calls and he says, "What are you guys doing right now?" We said we're watching the movie 23. The number 23.
yeah.
We decided to watch the number 23.
You're going through the
Yeah.
number series. We haven't even released that episode.
And we're a little spooked. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Crap. So we're a little
Spoilers.
spooked
Uh-huh.
because it's at like 10 o'clock at night, and we never get calls from him at this hour.
10
He's
o'clock
like,
at
what
night.
are you doing? We're watching a movie.
Have you checked?
It was actually 9:30.
Okay.
I think it was 9:30. And
The next thing he says
there
is,
was 30
have
minutes
you checked
left.
all your windows?
Yes. Did you check all your windows? And we said no. And he said, that's fine. Do you want to see a meteor shower tonight? And we're like, oh, that sounds really cute. We say that sounds pretty cute. But the story continues.
The ominous.
And we're like,
I feel like something bad's gonna happen.
when? And he's like, I can pick you up in an hour. So it's already like 9.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna pick us up in an hour. And then I start playing my guitar at night because Dad had gone to the movie, so I could play my guitar at night.
Yeah.
Amber's like, he's here. And I'm like, okay. And she says, get your hiking boots on.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh
There's
my
no
God.
way he's gonna have us hike. And and she's like, you don't know. He's crazy. And it's because it's playful humor with Dad and
Oh, he's
and
actually
daughter.
crazy.
Yeah, I guess he's actually crazy, which I'll get into later.
Suspense. The suspense is killing me. Continue.
I have to do this at the same time. So we get in the car,
Uh-huh.
and he says, "Oh, go step out. I need a charger. My phone's dying." So we have to go to the car in the front to grab our phone charger. My phone was at 11% when we left. I should have said 13 or a scary number. Or
Yeah.
23 because we were watching the number 20.
number 23,
Gosh
yeah.
dang it.
23 is still a good battery percentage, though. You can
You're right.
make
Okay.
it last.
You're right. That would have been stupid. I should have said 23 or 13.
You should have said
6. That's right.
666%.
Phone's at 666%.
Your
It's
phone-
going to explode. So then we get in the car. And he's driving like a maniac. I forgot where it was. It's some... Oh, actually, here. Amber sent me the location. This is where we were
Time
last
to look
night.
at maps.
This is where we were last night.
We're talking about media showers if you're just tuning in. I can just check to see if people have tuned in, and then I can say if you're just tuning in. Because otherwise, I'm just wasting time.
That's fucking right, you are. Oh crap! She just sent me the coordinates. 3 degrees 37 comma or apostrophe 3.8 quote n 117 degree 25 apostrophe 34.6 quote w. That's where we were.
Ominous. Wow.
At Ortega Highway.
Mm-hmm.
You know where that is?
I do not know.
It's by some river. What's
Okay.
that river? Lake Elsinore? That's what I meant to say. Lake. So we get up to this mountain, and it's windy, of course.
Uh-huh.
And the speed limit says 30.
You're scaring me.
And he's going 60 on
Oh
wines.
my God.
And we're going up. And now I see to my right, the space between his rear view mirror or side mirror and the rail is getting closer and closer. And we're like, damn, what the hell are you doing? Like, stop going so fast.
Oh my God.
But he's crazy. I'm telling you, he's crazy. And Amber had her window rolled down. So I said, Amber, roll up your window or else you're going to get some of that mirror in your mouth. So she rolls up the window.
I'm so captivated.
We get to the top.
Oh my God.
And he forgot where to stop. And he keeps going. And he's like, oh, crap. I think I missed my park.
Oh no.
So we have to turn around. He made a U-turn. Then we turn around. Then we go.
Uh-huh.
So then we park. And then Amber's like, get on the roof. She's talking to me because her dad's going to break the roof if he goes on the roof. So he doesn't want to go on the roof.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't want to dent the roof. And she's like, it'll be fine. So we get on the roof. We're looking at stars. And they're beautiful because the city isn't there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stars, actually. We look to our left. And we see a mountain and sky. Nothing else. Mountain, sky. And we see a glow. We start seeing a glow beyond the mountain.
Oh my God.
And it gets brighter.
Is it the sunrise?
No, it was the moon. And then the moon came up, and it was really beautiful.
That's nice.
And then we watched, like, I don't know, 5 shooting stars.
Okay.
I mean,
That was our funk break for today.
that was a great funk break.
I just had to figure out. Okay. Sorry. I had to figure out what songs these were.
This is my favorite one. And this one is the theme.
Yep.
Hold on. This one's house? Or is this one the house music?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's house music, right? You said?
House music. No. That's just.
That's just.
I call it synth jazz.
Okay.
That's what I call it.
Which one was? So that's yeah.
Yeah.
And this is baby.
Exactly. Baby.
That was a fun story to tell.
That was pretty good. I'm impressed by your storytelling capabilities. I think it really adds to the suspense of the story when you have a piano.
It did. I think it really did.
So I have Dougal pulled up on my phone so that I can see all the. I was gonna look at the podcast topics, but I just have Dougal pulled up so that I didn't get any details wrong. It has an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 23% on Metacritic.
I never fully understand. Is low good for Rotten Tomatoes or is high good for Rotten Tomatoes?
Low is bad.
Okay.
But Rotten Tomatoes is interesting because it's not like a rating of the quality of the film. Like if it's 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, it does not mean that on average critics rate it 98 out of 100. It means that it's if you rate a movie above 60 out of 100 so
Okay. So
that means
D
that
and up?
it's D and up, positive rating. Below, negative rating.
Oh, D is pretty bad.
I
is
think
like you
maybe
almost done
70,
goofed.
70 is fresh, I think.
70
I'm not
is
sure.
fresh.
I don't check Rotten Tomatoes
Fresh
that often.
to death.
But what happens is is that it's a percentage of how many positive and negative ratings there are above a certain threshold.
Yeah.
So if it's 8% Rotten Tomatoes, it might have been a bunch of like 4%, 40 out of 100. So like
okay.
it's an okay film, but only 8% of people rated it above 70.
You're right.
Which makes you wonder, who are those 8 people out of 100?
Who the hell are you?
Who are you that liked Dougal?
I haven't even seen it, and this is like a topic that has been coming up for like the past 3 episodes.
If you liked Dougal, put it in the comments and I'll find you. Let's check the topics because I forgot.
You want to say that into the mic?
Let's check the topics.
That went straight into my ears. I hope no one out there watches this with headphones.
All right, so we've talked about the meteor shower.
Yes.
Next up.
To be honest, it was less meaty than others that I've seen.
Meteor showers?
It wasn't as meaty.
Well, there's a peak, right? Or are you just making a pun?
I was making a pun because sometimes there's a meaty meteor shower, and then there's a meteor one. I was trying to figure out how to phrase this.
Good.
Okay. But yeah, other ones that I've seen were a lot more spontaneous and
goofy,
very active,
very nice.
Last night,
the perfect
was
girl.
Bunk. You're right.
Yeah,
she needs to be of age.
Of age.
So 4
That's
and above.
the only requirement.
She has to be of age, 4 and above. And that's it.
The perfect girl.
Just the perfect girl.
God.
We're not pedophiles.
So we have, I guess I could tell a story and then we could get into a topic. This was in May, I think, or possibly April, end of April. I was working with Soul Pancake, which is the YouTube company. That is such a strange sound. And if you don't know, Soul Pancake is across the street from the church.
IHOP? Oh.
The Church of Scientology. Seinfeldology.
Oh, this is what you were going to mention?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, one of the interns I worked with.
One of the interns I worked at. That's the best way to phrase that.
Her name was Kenzie, and she was a shout out to Kenzie if you're watching.
Hi.
I'm sorry you came across this.
Yeah.
This is the lowest quality thing that you could possibly find. And this is distracting when you're not controlling it.
Yeah, you're right.
But you can keep going. This makes it more interesting. So she was obsessed with Scientology. I mean, I think it was because she was working across the street from it, and she was like, I have to know. I'm so...
Oh, God. Sorry.
I'm so close. And...
Wait, repeat what you just said right now.
Okay, so she was obsessed with Scientology because she was working across the street from them. So she felt like she was so close. She had to figure out, like, what was going on there. So she watched a lot of documentaries.
Okay.
And at one point, she was just like, hey, let's go to Scientology. Let's go in there and take a personality test.
Personality test.
Yes. So what happens is they hang out around their campus.
Their clique.
Their clique. They have a bunch of blue buildings, very bright pastel blue.
Oh.
Ugly color, really.
Okay.
It's just a solid blue.
Paid.
There's no accents.
Someone got paid to paint those buildings.
Right, but there's no accents to that blue color. It's just a solid blue building.
That's a shame.
About the color of the sky.
Gross.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you camouflage?
Yeah.
For the sky?
They're hiding something.
Oh.
That's why it's camouflage.
That's why it's camouflage. You're onto something here.
So they hang out around their campus and they find unsuspecting people who've never heard of Scientology. And they say, would you like to take a personality test? It's free. And they don't tell you anything about Scientology because they know as soon as they mention it, they're like, you're going to be like,
What the?
Nope, get out of here.
Okay.
So
Hold on. Do you want to explain to them exactly what Scientology means to you?
Okay. Scientology was founded in 1984 by
that
Ron
true?
Hubbard.
Is all of this true? Okay, good. Jesus Christ.
I think
Why do
it
you know
was
so much?
Ron Hubbard. I don't know when it was founded, but it's a church that believes in a great warrior alien god.
Okay.
Xenu or something like that.
That's what I believe in too.
Oh, they're in LA. You might just want to join them.
Okay.
But
that's too much of a commute for me.
okay,
Sorry.
yeah, they don't have.
My beliefs
I don't
don't
think
extend
they.
that
I'm
far.
not sure if they have a Riverside chapter. But so they believe in, like, I think that's their thing. But they also believe in, like, unlocking your inner potential.
Okay.
It's very vague, and you're not sure exactly what they believe in, and I think that's the point.
Okay.
Because it is a cult.
I was gonna say that's probably representative of cult.
Yes, and so they started off
Wait,
with...
just say cult one more time.
It is a cult. They started off with, you can better yourself. And then they say, you can get even better at yourself
Betterer.
if you pay us.
Oh, okay.
And then you have, like, levels.
Oh.
And once you reach the top level, you've surpassed reality or something like that. So,
All right. That doesn't sound too bad.
well, so Kenzie and I, we were like,
Gonna take this quiz, personality test.
yes. So I'd always run into these Scientology people, like, going to lunch. And they'd be like, hey, do you want to take a quiz? Or they say, hey, we've got this thing for you. And I'm always like, no, I'm sorry. I've got to get to work. I'm on a lunch break. So I always avoided them. But I knew exactly how to get their attention because I've seen this. So before we walked up to the campus, we both agreed that we would have identities. Fake identities.
Oh.
Because if we gave them our actual names,
Oh, and like your email.
yeah,
stuff.
that would have been possibly, like, bad.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes you give fake.
I don't know if I
emails.
should give out my fake identity, because if Scientology is watching, they'll pull up the.
You're
I'm
right.
actually kind of scared to
You're
tell
scared
this.
to give
Yeah.
your fake identity.
I won't include. I won't include any of the.
I'm afraid to give away my fake identity because of privacy.
I won't. I don't want to include any of the. What do you call it?
Key factor.
Oh, I'm not going to put Scientology in the tags or anything. I don't want people, Scientology, to find this video or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like it's good to be cautious about this.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
they're
sure.
known to be kind of crazy.
Is that true?
Yes.
Say that again.
They're known to be kind of crazy.
Okay.
You need to be more on point with that. I can't keep repeating things for you.
You're right. I think it's pretty funny though.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that and then you know what's coming next?
Yeah. I know it's coming next. So
It's just hard to focus on what you're saying
Yes.
while I do this. That's
yes, we had our identities ready, and all I'll say is it's a name that I get often. I'm not gonna confirm or deny if you suggest one, but it's a name that I get that they're like, you look like this kind of person. You look like you would have this name.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a celebrity you look like.
No, it's hi, it's Scientology. I'm Adam Driver.
I'm Kylo Ren.
My name is Kylo. No, it's a name people say I look like. You want to?
Can I guess?
Yeah. A wink.
Is that a clue?
No, I'll wink if you're correct.
Oh, but you'll wink off the camera, or are you
Yeah.
gonna wink with this eye?
I'll wink with this eye going like this.
Okay.
You can't react.
Jamone. You winked.
Oh, you're not supposed to react.
Oh, you're right.
So yeah, so we walked up to the
Looked
campus.
like a Kyle.
It was not Kyle.
Steven.
I'm gonna stop.
Patrick.
I'm not gonna say anything more. We walked up
Kevin?
to there's a big sign that they have,
Okay.
and it says every once in a while this thing comes up, and they're like free Dianetics screening, and I was like, okay, we're gonna point at that. So we were like pointing at the sign, and we were looking at the campus, and we were like kind of making it seem like we were talking. And then I looked down the street, and I see a guy kind of like power walking with a clipboard. He's power walking over because he saw us. So we were like, I was like, okay, there's a guy coming. Let's just keep walking. So we were walking down,
God.
and this guy, he like intercepted us, and he's like, "Hi, are you guys?" He had an accent. Like, have you ever seen Flula on YouTube? He's a
No.
German guy. Okay, he's got a cute German accent.
Already popping Molly.
Yep, already popping Molly. And so he had an accent, and he was like, "Hi, would you like to come and see this screening of a movie, Dianetics?" And we were like, "That sounds interesting. Yeah, sure, we'd like to see it." So he gave us this card, and we came here to get a personality test. So he leads us into like a front office, and he's like, "Could you sign our guest book, please?" And so we put down our names.
Do you think they're getting signatures to sign a petition?
No, there's like a bunch of information. So you have to put your address, phone number.
Why?
Because
What's the purpose of this?
they want to get your information so that they can send you pamphlets and
Well,
stuff.
that's the thing is,
If you put down
that's why
your-
you give fake information when you
Yeah.
sign things for like Applebee's or something.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get all
Yeah.
that junk in your mail.
So if you put down your address, they flood you with Scientology stuff.
Yeah, I
and you're
assume.
never gonna get the end of
You're
it.
never gonna.
So
you're
I
just gonna
put
be sinking.
so I put down my college's address. So Cal State
I
Fullerton,
got it.
sorry.
Well, now what?
Oh, they could track me
they
down.
Can track you down, and they're gonna be like, "You're the reason why we get the mountains of mail from Scientology."
Yeah, so I figured that they can probably they have the power. An institution
close
like
it
a
down.
college has the power to say, "Hey, Scientology, stop." Or they probably get a ton of junk mail anyway. I don't know. I feel like
I'm sure they have a
pretty
department.
famous.
They have a department.
They have a
that just
department of
sorts out
spam
all
mail.
the junk. Yeah, they have people that are hired to do that.
So yeah, we and I was really thrown for a loop when I saw address. I was like, I can't not fill stuff out because I have to look like I'm somebody who's interested in this if I want to get more information. Also, by the way, I was recording the whole thing.
Is it getting posted on the mediocre tea time?
I don't know because I'll tell you what happened.
Privacy.
I'll tell you what happened at the end of this.
Only me.
Well,
Not
I'll tell them
them?
what happened too. So you get to hear everything. So I was thrown for a loop, and I was like, there's a brief moment where I was like, I don't know what to write, and I put down my college's thing. Kenzie was smart, and she said, is it okay if we don't put our phone numbers? And they were like, yeah. So we were like, okay, just an address.
Okay.
Which is somebody who'd rather put down an address than a phone number is kind of suspicious.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that makes zero sense because there's more people that have homes. Well, I guess there's more people that have homes that don't have phones.
Yeah. So
why would you? Okay, whatever.
I should also mention how I was recording. I have a secret video camera app on my phone. So basically, it records video, and then
lip
your
is
screen
bleeding.
is off. Oh my!
Did I slice my lip?
We have napkins or something. It adds to the character of the show
mystery.
right now.
Did I slice it on this?
Possibly, Were you?
Why are your things so stupid? I hate it.
I need to put something on here to kind of keep it from cutting us.
I'm a
But
professional.
The app, you can turn on your phone and like do things with it, and it doesn't ever show that it's recording.
I'm gonna turn my phone on side.
So
right.
I was holding my phone the whole time, like pretend this is on the side of my hip.
So
or
it's
whatever.
just
So I was
recording even though it
I was
looks
just-
like it's
I was
not?
just angling it, but I was holding it like in positions to record, and I don't know if
How
I
it
was
came out.
getting well, So, so then we sign our things, and he's like, "Okay, let's take you to the screening room." And
Or is it the screaming room?
the screaming room.
You go into the room and there's just people howling.
Let's see. There's still one watching. I'm wasting my time telling the story. Also, we're almost out of time.
No,
Or
we're not.
we're running pretty. This might
Swiftly.
be a long one.
I think so.
So as we're walking to the theater, he says, "What's your name?" And I say, Alex, because the automatic response to that question
Yeah,
is your own name.
yeah. Why didn't you just say Al?
Because I was.
Albert.
Because I think he was watching me write down my name, my fake name. He saw me write down my fake name on the card.
What was the fake name? Oh, duh, I guess
I
It
can't-
was, but
I
you,
don't- I don't
you
wanna
wrote it
say it.
something different than what you said verbally.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and I think I saw in his eyes, I saw like a brief moment of like confusion, and I think I also had a brief moment of panic in my eyes. So he kind of, I think he was kind of suspicious.
Yeah, he's on to you.
Yeah, but
Full
Kenzie
blast.
was smart. She was just like right there. I think because I said my name, she knew to get her name right. So she said her fake name, and they had a brief conversation about how that's her nickname.
She said Mackenzie.
Mackenzie, yeah.
Instead of Kenzie.
So then, and we had a backstory plan, but it was kind of shoddy. I think I said she was
Shoddy.
visiting my family for some reason. I don't know. She was getting engaged to my brother or whatever.
Why didn't you say you guys are siblings
Siblings?
who love incest?
I think they would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
So we walk into the theater, and there's only two people there. And then he leaves. The room goes dark. And I'm still recording. But I felt that we were being recorded in that room. They were watching us. So
Crap, I'm fucking this up.
their documentary plays about Dianetics, and this is like how they capture you. They say Dianetics is a technique to unlock the secrets of your personality and what's wrong with you and fix that. But so this whole documentary was about the history of Dianetics, how it was created by L. Ron Hubbard, and how it became popular.
It's not Jim Halpert.
It's not Jim Halpert, sorry.
Dang.
It was Pam who made Scientology. So they talk about how he published this book, Dianetics, about personalities, and it was kind of funny because the first opening thing of the video, if I remember correctly, is a man with a hook for a hand or something like that, and he says, "I was changed 20 years ago when I lost my hand in a fishing accident," or something like that. And then it's a flashback to him falling off a bridge or whatever. And then
I wish it was him. He was swimming and somebody was fishing and he got caught.
that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
No, he was holding he was holding like a massive harpoon or
That's
something.
what I was assuming. Oh,
And-
a harpoon.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, it's kind of intimidating. 'Cause
I'm sure.
He's like, he holds up a harpoon and he's like, "I was changed 20 years ago." And then like he launches into his whole Dianetics speech.
Maybe that's exactly the their demographic they're trying to reach out to.
the fishermen who were harmed.
Was harmed by harpoon.
So he talks about how he was injured, and then like L. Ron Hubbard, he couldn't find like medical treatment. This is very vague because I can't remember most of the details. I wish I did this like a day after rather than a couple months later.
Oh, yeah.
But he said that he couldn't find medical treatment, and L. Ron Hubbard with his Dianetics fixed his problems. It was like some psychic way of fixing everybody's mental and physical problems. So then they publish a book of Dianetics, and there's a shot of a textbook researcher, and he's like, or a textbook manufacturer, and they're like, Dianetics, let's publish 1,600,000 copies of that. And then like, it didn't happen. I bet that didn't happen in real life. But they're really playing up this Dianetics thing, and they're talking about the history and its effects, but they never, ever, ever tell you exactly what the fuck Dianetics is.
I've been questioning legitimately what I mean. They just vaguely explain.
It's just a nebulous thing.
Okay.
And so the thing ends, and then like the door opens, and this lady in a business suit walks in, and our German friend or whatever, he might have been Swedish or Finnish. She walks in. She's carrying a shrink-wrapped package of materials, and she's like, all right, so these are $60. You'll be buying them today.
Wait,
do you want to pay with cash or card?
What?
Yeah, she said you're gonna be buying these today.
So I could just do this.
Yeah,
but I think it deserves something more
dissonant. Yeah, it was really strange, and it was like the most aggressive sales pitch I've ever seen. She was just like, do you have the thing? And Kenzie was like, oh, I left my purse in the apartment, so I don't have my information. I don't have my credit card with me or anything. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I have
only $10.
Yeah, I don't have anything, but I feel like I was messing up the whole time. Like I was.
Oh, it sounds like you were.
I wasn't being very good at this. I would be a terrible investigative reporter. So then she's like, okay, can we talk more? And she leads us to an office where there's just a bunch of people, Scientology people, sitting at desks, and there's like,
and they have their brains sucked into a computer.
Yes,
there's a tube.
There's a tube connected. No, there were like there were also people from the street who were talking to a bunch of other people. And I was with my camera the whole time. I was like trying to figure out ways to angle my phone so that I could capture everything.
What if they're like, no camera phones?
That would have been really creepy. I was pretty nervous because I was recording the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And
because you don't want your battery going dead.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty illegal in California.
No.
No.
If it's private, then yes.
Yeah.
Was it a private place? Was it privately owned?
Yes, I mean it's owned by Scientology. I think.
You're right. So then probably yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I can publish it.
Someone has to have permission, or it has to be so breaking of a type of thing that people just excuse you for it. Like if you're uncovering a murder
if I'm uncovering Scientology. Yeah. So I don't think I can release it to the public.
Oh, you're right.
But I can show you.
But I don't want to be.
You don't want to see it?
I don't want to be a culprit.
Okay, so I won't show you. Yeah, I won't taint you with the Scientology. I might already be doing that by telling you the story.
And you're tainting everyone who's not watching this. There's 0 people watching.
Yeah. So she really starts hammering it in that Scientology is a great thing, and how great Dianetics is, how it changed her from being a shy person to being a very aggressive salesperson. She had a chart behind her that showed the levels of Scientology.
So she just walks around and there's a chart that follows her?
Yes. No, it was on the wall.
Like the Ooga Booga?
The Ooga Booga from
Crash Bandicoot. This is just a notepad.
Yeah.
What did you say? It was
a chart that showed the levels. And so I couldn't really study it, but there were like a lot of levels.
There's gonna be a quiz, and they're gonna make you, and
Yeah.
you have to pay $60 to take the quiz,
Yeah. So what I think was happening was the German guy, or Finnish guy, or Swedish guy,
or
whichever he
whatever the
was,
guy was.
he was being trained because he was sticking around at the desk. He was watching the whole thing. He was watching how she was, you know, selling things to us.
Okay,
And
he's micromanaging.
as she was talking, I was recording, and I noticed, like, I felt something, and I kind of
Presence.
glanced, and there's somebody behind us too watching us. Just some
Part of
some
Scientology.
person just walked in and was just watching us, and I kind of like I turned my camera so I could get them.
Did you sort of feel the hairs in the back of your neck stick up?
It wasn't really that creepy. I didn't feel nervous for my safety.
Did you suddenly realize that you were miraculously in the absolute dead center of the room, and a person from each corner is staring at you?
All the people from the street turned and looked at me. No.
And you look up, and there's the stars,
Yeah.
even though you're in a building.
Yeah, and then all of reality fell apart, and I met Xenu, and I said,
And I
"Yo,
said,
guys,
oh,
this is real.
true. This is good.
All right, sign me up."
Sign me up. I got $60. I was lying.
She gave me like a testimonial sheet, and it was like celebrities saying how great it is. Oh, it wasn't what's the big guy? Tom Cruise. It wasn't Tom
Tommy.
Cruise or other guys. It was like Chick Corea. Do you know who Chick Corea is?
It's a
He's a
Turks.
jazz guy. He's a jazz artist.
guy?
Yeah.
Okay, no.
And they also said Skrillex was on there. Skrillex. It's
I mean, it means nothing.
Sonny Moore.
Other people like it. That
Yeah.
means you should.
So yeah, and I was like, oh, Chick Corea's a Scientologist, and she's like, yeah. How do you know about Chick Corea? And I was like, oh, I took a history of jazz class. I really like jazz music.
And she's like, get out of here.
I was like faking enthusiasm. Both of us were faking enthusiasm, trying to get to the personality test.
But so, okay, yeah. Okay, go on.
So then she was like, oh, Chick Corea, that's cool. And eventually, she couldn't get us to buy anything. And we were just like, we just want a personality test. And she was like, okay, here you go. And we said, we don't have time to take one because we have to go back to work. Can we come back another day? And she was like, yes. So she gave us a pamphlet.
Do you have it with you?
She gave us a pamphlet. Yeah, this is a plot twist. And with this pamphlet, she said, take the test, come back another day.
What she doesn't realize, what you don't realize, is that the people who were micromanaging her took her into a building, took her to the side because she didn't sell anything.
Oh, and then they whipped her.
And they whipped her, and you'd never see her ever again.
That'd be...
Now they stapled a chart to her forehead. They stapled
Little
a
did
chart.
I know that the chart that I saw on the wall was a person who was hung up there, and they had the chart
So
stapled
she's the
to their
next
forehead.
chart.
Yeah.
She becomes the next chart.
Wow, that's sinister. So then at that point, we're like, okay, we have to go. Sorry, guys. This was fun. And then, so our German friend, German, Finnish, Swedish friend, comes out and he's like, do you make music? And I said, yeah. And he gives me a name on SoundCloud that I've forgotten since then, and I never checked up on it. I would have liked to play some of his music on this.
It's Scientology Cruise.
Yeah. And at the end of it, we were like kind of sad for the guy because he was here from his country to learn how to suck other people into the thing, and he was very excited, very happy. My friend was very. She was kind of being investigative, reportery. She does documentary film work, so she was trying to get answers out of him. She's like, "What's this building for?"
Give me answers.
And he was like, "Oh, we do a lot of education of people and administration."
You don't have to mimic the accent. I'm just gonna
I
stop
do.
you right there. There's no reason.
And,
you can if it makes you happy.
It's more immersive.
You're right. You're right.
But he never gave a direct answer, so we don't know what that building was for.
Is it one of the same blue buildings?
Yes. And then we walk out of the building, and I check my phone, and I'm like, let's play this video. It doesn't play. I have a corrupted video file of my whole experience at Scientology. I can't watch it until I fix the video file, and I have to get into like code and stuff to figure out what's wrong with the video file, repair it, so that I can watch it. It's like all the data is there. It's like a 3 gigabyte file of video data of my whole experience there, and I can't watch it.
What if you have the wrong app and you were not supposed to have your phone off?
I think the issue was I was like too eager to watch it, so I tried to. The issue with the app was you can't tell if you're recording or not because it doesn't give any indication. Yeah. So it's like, is it recording? And then I saw that the file was there, and I clicked on it, and it was like, you can't watch this while you're recording. And I was like, oh, so it shows the file has already been created because it's writing to the file right now as it's recording. That's a design flaw. So whoever designed Hidden Video Camera Pro, fix that issue because people click on your video while it's still recording.
Is there a many reviews online? People just pissed?
I don't think so.
I don't know how to do this.
I think it's a fairly popular, fairly well-rated app.
Really? I mean, I've never even heard about it, so it's not popular.
Well, yeah, it's not popular. It's well-rated.
So one person downloaded it.
And they were like, 5 stars.
And they're like 5 stars.
I can record all the
Scientology
I want. So, moral of the story is Scientology is going to corrupt all the video files that you ever take. Yeah, you want to look at the test? Oh yeah. So follow-up story is we never went back for the test. She had to leave.
Jesus.
It's a very long test. She had to leave.
Oh my science.
Tell me how many questions
there are.
Wait,
it's not science related, is it? Is there 200?
200?
Is that accurate? Is there 200? Is that the end?
I think so.
That's 200 questions.
About your personality. And look
I'm
at some
sure
of the questions.
Some of them are related.
Some of the questions are very strange.
I'm just going to take a random one then. How about I try 66?
Okay.
Okay, where is that? Where are we? Where are we here? Oh, 66. Are you... Okay, hold on. 66. Are you so self-assured that it sometimes annoys others? What does that mean?
It's like, are you confident to the point of annoying others? And then you agree or disagree.
How would you know if it annoys other people?
Maybe you're self-aware. I don't know.
You're self-assured that you do annoy people.
That's my talent.
I want to try to find I want to find a really scary one. Okay, listen to this one. Listen to this one. Are you a slow eater?
Oh shit.
Ooh, here we go. There's some. I glance over and I see the word suicide. So let's see what this one is. Would it take a definite effort on your part to consider the subject of suicide? The subject of.
To consider the subject of it.
What?
So
they should just take the subject out.
Are you scared of thinking about suicide?
That's fucking stupid.
That's a pretty... See, the questions are just strange.
And there's 200 of them.
Yeah, there's one that Kenzie was fond of was, do you support your own team? Or do you support your own team or hometown or like where you come from? What's
the connotation if you don't?
What
the
issue is like
don't?
There's the way that they get you in is they like give you a negative trait based on your responses. So like you are too jealous or you're too
self-assured.
You're too attached. So for that
you eat too quickly.
That question you are obese. For that question of like, do you support your own team? It's probably the diagnosis they'd probably give you is like, oh, you're too attached to your own personal things. Join Scientology and we'll teach you how to...
We will fix you.
And they say, I wish she was here to talk more about it. Maybe we'll get her on as a guest.
This one's pretty relevant. Do you rarely suspect the actions of others?
What?
I don't know.
There's one that I saw that was really strange. It was, do you wax enthusiastic?
Oh, I just glanced at that one.
Yeah. Do you wax enthusiastic about only a few subjects? And wax enthusiastic is in quotation marks. So
I don't
that's
know
up
what
to
that
your
means.
interpretation.
I don't know what this means, guys. Are you always quote? Are you quote always getting into trouble?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Why is it in quotes?
Always? Yeah, always.
Oh, so there's 3 levels of you agree.
Yes.
Is it
there's
like so
medium,
you,
positive, and negative?
Okay.
So that's
okay.
But the reason I still have this is because her time at the internship was almost over. We had a couple projects that we had to finish, and so we were both kind of scared to go back. So we never returned.
Well, yeah, because a lady had a chart stapled to her forehead
Yeah,
in a blue building.
yeah, and she really tried to sell us materials. But we got 2 free DVDs, I think, and we gave them to one of the editors at Soul Pancake.
Oh, nice.
So
I'll
yeah,
find a good one. That's what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with the video, because this is like it's a scary topic. There are scary people. How assured they are in getting people to stay in their organization and also like avoid bad press. I'm also I was technically at company. I don't match Soul Pancake's. It wasn't Soul Pancake's thing to go to Scientology. It was my own thing. So Soul Pancake had nothing to do with it.
On your own accord.
Yes. It was my lunch break, so I hope that doesn't count as like during Soul Pancake hours I infiltrated Scientology. And if any lawyers from Scientology are here, I made all this up. And
It's just a funny
this
story.
pamphlet was given to me while I was passing in front of the building.
We just want a spooky episode.
Yep.
Wait, hold on.
Yep.
Do you smile much? What happens if you do?
You are a sinister being.
You smile too much.
You are too jovial. You need to get serious every once in a while. It's just strange. And we should live stream us going into Scientology at some point. So it's 2:17. We've been going for an hour and 17 minutes. Do you want to keep going?
Let's go for another 4 hours.
Okay. 4-hour podcast, baby.
There's 200 questions in here.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
I want to find. Oh, let's go to the spooky numbers. How about that? So I'll go to 13 and then 23. Where's 13? Where is 13?
One thing that I would really like to do is actually fix the video file. I don't know how. That's the issue.
I think you have to summon the devil.
Okay.
Or
I'll look into that.
Or what is it called? The CIA.
Either one is fine. They're the same thing.
Are you readily interested in other people's conversations?
If you're watching this podcast, then Scientology will come for you.
Number 9 is, do you consider more money should be spent on Social Security?
Political.
Political question. 23, here we go. Do you resent the efforts of others to tell you what to do?
See, these are, I mean, some of these are like good personality questions.
Cult of personality.
Da-da-da.
Copyright Beatles. It's not Beatles. When I said that the other episode, I said copyright Beatles. It's a Red Letter Media thing.
Okay.
It's
so we're stealing one of their jokes, huh?
Copyright
Red Letter Media.
Copyright Red Letter Media. Copyright Beatles. What he's doing is he says he's talking about Genesis, the Terminator Genesis, and he says, "Fuck it, I'd go back to 1966, I think, to replace Ringo Starr from the Beatles." And he goes on to sing, "I wanna hold your hand, I wanna hold your," copyright Beatles.
That's cute.
I don't know why I like it so much. Because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Not the fact that he would do something to jeopardize the Beatles in any way, but to go back further. They have a time machine. Why don't they just kill them when they're babies?
So we do have, I'd say, one final topic.
Is that the first one I text?
Yes.
I am.
We are gutter dreams. We are gutter dreams.
We are gutter dreams.
We are gutter dreams.
We are gutter dreams.
We are gutter dreams.
We are gutter dreams.
We are gutter dreams.
We are gutter dreams.
We are gutter dreams.
Sorry, should we not break? We are gutter dreams.
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 Hold on. Do you consider you have many warm friends? And
I'd hope so.
That's the last question.
I'd hope that they are all warm and not below 75.
You're right.
Or 97 degrees.
Are we talking about Celsius
Body
or
temperature.
What is it? Fahrenheit?
I think 98 degrees.
That would, by the way,
97.5
that's
is the ideal body temperature.
Is that a? I thought it was a radio station. 97.5
Ample radio. 97.1.
Is it not a? Is it a radio show? 97.5.
I think if I just mentioned a radio station, I think clever people from the internet are able to track us now.
Oh crap!
They know exactly where we are.
Because we are.
We are 97.1.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, right, yeah. That was a reference to Poppy, who many of you might know.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay.
I shouldn't have brought that out.
You should not have. I wanted to find good ones, but some of them aren't even like that good. Keep talking about Poppy.
So you might recognize that from Poppy, who is a YouTuber / music artist. She has fairly poppy, excuse the pun, music, but her videos on her YouTube channel are a bit more disturbing. And that is because she is controlled by Scientology. I think Scientology is more realistic and believable than the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the Illuminati, there's no proof that they have celebrities in their grasp, and they don't have like what's the purpose of the Illuminati?
I have no clue.
So you have a bunch of artists who are controlled by you, like so you can get your messages out.
I don't know.
What's your message?
I don't know the point of it. And some of the cases, it's like they kill celebrities if they do something wrong, but like they don't do a very good job at it. And plus, if you kill someone, wouldn't that sort of reveal that you are real? And then if you don't kill someone to try to hide yourself, it sort of proves that you still aren't real.
Scientology, on the other hand, doesn't kill you. They staple a chart to your forehead.
They staple a gosh dang chart to your forehead.
And that...
for not selling a $60 thing.
That is how the cookie crumbles.
But yeah, so she has music.
Yes.
And she very intentionally tries to make it look as if she's... it looks...
a pop artist.
A pop artist.
Yes. She has a very, generic style, I think.
Yeah. Intentionally?
I'm not sure if it's intentionally or not.
I think what I got from her is that she's trying to be almost a parody of poppy type of music.
Yeah.
And then she's doing that with a very overly...
generic?
It's overly, like, in your face.
Okay.
Devil and Illuminati messages.
Yes. Yes. She's just strange.
Yeah.
and her videos are like very different from her music videos, her actual YouTube videos, because she's always like, there's always creepy music, creepy kind of surreal. It's it has a lot of stationary, I guess. It doesn't move much. It's just like a very
Stagnant.
There you go. Stagnant music, doesn't move anywhere. It's just kind of like thick in the air. It gives a lot of atmosphere to the video, and she's always like distant. She doesn't seem like she's she seems like she's drugged or something. And
she talks to this mannequin.
yes, I don't follow her much, so I don't know if there's like a storyline going on or if it's just a general atmosphere of uneasiness that they're trying to create. I think there is a bit of a story, but I haven't really followed it much.
Neither have I. So there's not much.
What's
to
the
talk
point
about.
of us talking about
I
this?
know, right? But we've seen Poppy, and she's just a strange little gal.
Yeah, I found. Sorry to what were you gonna say?
Interrupt me.
Yeah.
Gosh, dangus. She's just a weird little gal. She's just a weird little gal that may or may not have like a big production help.
Yeah.
Like, do you think there's like many people who work on it, or do you think she is the mastermind of all of this?
I think it's Titanic Sinclair,
I don't know who that. Oh, that was the
director of her videos.
I thought the person you were about to mention talked about him, but she gave him as a fake name. Or not a fake name, but a fake producer.
Nope, he's a real person.
But so that she would more promote the parody element. It's to get a person who's has obvious on surface obvious ties to Illuminami. So that she would look more like the part.
Yeah. I don't know how much of her is her and how much of her is somebody else doing an art project of some
that's
kind.
That's what I first thought it was, like some or artsy type of thing. I'm Poppy, and then it's like in a whitish.
Yeah.
It's sort of whitish. It's not super white.
It's pastel.
Yeah, it's very, very light, whitey, pasty colors. I am Poppy, repeating it.
Yeah.
With no real like story arc or anything. I mean, nothing else besides her saying I'm Poppy a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I'm
pulling up the link in case anybody tunes in.
Okay. So she's a strange little gal. I don't know if she was the mastermind. Are we gonna get copy struck?
No, I'm not putting this anywhere.
Okay.
Put
Okay.
the link in so that people can.
Well, because I thought it was gonna turn on accidentally. We wouldn't want to get poppy struck.
I'm good at shutting down the tab as soon as it's open.
So you'll never become an alcoholic at a bar. So you open your tab and you make sure you close it before it's too late.
Yeah, it's I drink responsibly, and I only drink
when I drive.
when I drive.
I only drink when I drive.
So
because people rape in bars. We all know that.
Yeah. And
so you take your drink and then you go drive. You go drive home.
Exactly. I don't get that joke.
It's not a joke. It's
just a statement of facts.
Did we even check to see if this was a good angle?
I did.
Did you even check?
Do you want to check right now?
Oh, it's terrible. We look horrible.
We look like danky baby boys.
We do. Are we just gonna stick on Poppy right now? I feel like my hair looks dumb.
I don't know how much.
Yeah,
we
I
can
don't
say
have
about
much
her.
material on her.
This was a bad podcast topic because we should have done our research.
But what if we do?
Do you know where she's going? Have you listened to her recent music?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I've only seen
her new thing is
the other one.
Her new thing is songs about the internet, and living in the internet age, and like falling in love with her computer. So that's where she's going now. about how we're all being controlled by the internet.
Which makes absolute sense. Because when I sleep on my iPad, sorry, it's an iBed.
I just seep in all the conspiracies.
Actually, I mean, okay, so I was at Best Buy,
and
there's a gosh dang tablet attached to the door.
Oh,
It's a giant. The door is like a tablet. And,
wow.
And there's the pitcher of water. The guy
Yeah,
is trying to sell me this.
yeah.
I mean, me and Amber, it looked like we were on. We just went there on an errand to do something, and we were in like what is it called? Laundry day clothes. We had like our worst outfits on.
Okay.
And she had to go to the restroom, so we're by that area where they sell housing stuffs. And I just open a fridge, and then a sales agent just comes up to me.
Oh. Sorry, that was a bit more effort than I wanted.
It's okay.
For a joke.
It's a really lousy joke. And he just starts trying to sell me this gosh dang fridge. Which is silly because, I mean, I'm like a 20-looking-year-old dude.
Yeah, you can't afford
on
that.
laundry day, and I'm like, no, I'm just looking around, and he's still trying to sell me like refrigerators that are thousands of dollars with tablets attached to the doors.
He's just bored.
I think he was really bored. But so he's telling me about this tablet and why it's so useful. It's because there's also cameras attached to the dang doors.
So you can see who's the damn midnight snacker who's stealing all your bacon bits.
The midnight snack thief.
It turns out it's your dog.
It's a dog. And then it's not even the dog's fault. The dog sleepwalks.
Oh, do you want to talk about something that terrifies me? Is sleepwalking.
I will talk about that after I mention the purpose of the cameras.
Yeah, go on.
Because on a lighter note, it's so that you can take a picture of what is inside of your fridge, and then you can pull it up on the app on your phone. So
that's adorable.
When you're out grocery shopping, you can see what you have.
That's adorable. I thought you were gonna password lock your refrigerator, and it's a facial recognition.
It's a blood recognition. You tap a
There's
needle.
A little needle comes out. You prick it. Sucks back in.
Or you can
User
upgrade.
identified.
You can upgrade to a tube that goes into your jugular.
Oh, yeah, so you don't even need to cook.
You don't even need to tap your finger.
Yeah, you just press the button on the refrigerator.
Sucks
Tube comes
your blood.
out, you just... And then all the food processed inside the refrigerator, all the nutrients you need. And then you unhinge, and then it just...
Yeah. On the lighter note.
The future, everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm terrified of sleepwalking.
Sleepwalking. I think I am too, because you're no longer in control of your body, and you might be doing something harmful to you or others.
Well, I'm not terrified of me sleepwalking.
Other people sleepwalking.
I'm terrified of somnambulists. That's the name of a sleepwalker, is a somnambulist.
So you've given this some thought.
Yeah.
Done research and everything.
It's just like in horror movies, like especially Paranormal Activity, you remember the most popular clip for the trailer.
Oh, is the girl stepping out of her bed and she's just
standing above
for hours?
Yeah. And
that is pretty creepy.
Yeah, just imagine your family member, like you wake up and your family member is standing above you while you're sleeping. Like there's something about the vulnerability of sleeping that makes it a prime
subject matter
for horror.
For a horror subject.
Like sleepwalking, sleep paralysis. When you're a kid,
Inception.
Monsters under your bread.
There's monsters under my bread. Tommy, you know bread doesn't exist.
You have a peanut butter sandwich. You're just terrified of eating it because there might be a monster under the bread.
Is there the can of Monster that rolled underneath your bed?
There's a video called "There's a Monster in My Closet."
Oh crap! Did that already happen?
Yeah, it's the guy he made a paranormal Slenderman series called Tribe 12. It's the best effects for a Slenderman series. and he made on April Fool's on his own personal channel. He made
On his own accord.
a video in the style of that series called "There's a Monster in My
Really?
Closet."
But there was just
And
a
it was
Monster
like all
Energy
this
drink.
terrifying effects, and then he opens his closet and there's a giant monster can.
You see, I like that. Was it done well enough for you to like send me a link to that?
Yeah, I can.
Do you want to send it a link to them?
Sure.
How about that, guys?
There's a monster in my closet.
This is a good episode. We're talking about a lot of stuff, and you guys can watch it for your very own eyes, for your snacking pleasure. And there's a funny thing my dad said. We watched Paranormal Activity in the movie theater, and when that was happening, it's copyright. And we were watching it in the theater, and when it was dead silent, when she's just standing over, and for a lot of people, that's not scary.
The person standing over
A person
the bed.
just standing over a bed for an hour or 2 or 3. It's just for some people, it just wasn't scary at all. And for our group at the time, we already was hating the movie. So it was sort of a joke to make. It was funny to make fun of the movie while it was happening. So
that's a popular pastime for horror, right?
So yeah. So when that, it is actually. So it's popular when you are scared, even.
Yeah.
To try to convince yourself that you're not scared.
Yeah.
But, so she's just standing, and my dad leans over and says it pretty loud. It's the scariest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. And it got a lot of chuckles.
So was he serious? Or
He was, no.
Okay.
He was dead
Okay,
joking.
That's
It
he
was
dead.
dad joking.
He was dead. And that was the real scary part.
Yeah. He was
My
dead.
dad died 2 days ago. I was at his funeral, and now he's watching Paranormal Activity with me.
That's, yeah.
Um,
There's not much more I can mention
yeah.
on a dad death.
I was actually, I was part of a 10 or 11 person project. As a group of people who were fans of like SLENDERMAN and everything, and they wanted to make their own series.
Just, I know, but just explain what the fuck
SLENDERMAN is a internet phenomenon that you might have heard of. It was created by the internet. It was a scary horror monster. It was really popular for a while, but then the Slender games came out and they ruined the scariness
the Slender
of it.
games?
Yeah, they made games, and that's how he became really popular. Before the games,
This one blew up.
yeah, before the games, he was like a kind of like an underground horror culture around this scary monster. People would make video series about like how it affected them, and it was always really scary and terrifying. And then some guy was inspired.
Give a link to yours.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
Because SLENDERMAN took it. But some guy who was inspired.
Slenderman also works at Scientology building.
Yes, he corrupted all my videos.
If you see him up close, you'll see 2 holes in his forehead, and that's because early on in his scary career, he got a stapled graft to his forehead.
And that was a brief period where he wasn't scary. But he's actually like, it's something about like a tall,
it's still scary.
Faceless man.
I still think it's pretty.
Yeah,
it's eerie.
And he wouldn't ever attack you. He'd always be on the edge of your vision, outside your window. Like you never see him fully, and he's always like in the distance watching you. And the thing that's scary about him is like he drives people insane because they can't get rid of him, and they don't know what he's gonna do to them, and then they just go missing. And that was the scary part of him. And then some guy created the game, Slender the game, and that became super popular because people were making like scared reaction videos and whatnot.
Well, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, and he took some artistic liberties with SLENDERMAN in the game, so people associated SLENDERMAN with these pages in the game that you had to collect because it needed an objective, and that became tied to the horror stories and everything. And eventually, somebody's watching right now. They said, "I want SLENDERMAN to diddle me." Thank you, Fighter 5717.
I think that's a dream of us all.
Yeah, Slenderman diddling is definitely a pastime
Because
for a lot of America.
the length, you can get in there deep.
That's quite a diddle.
It's quite a diddle. If I ever heard about one myself.
So Slenderman was super popular, ruined, but we were all fans of Slenderman. And so somebody posted in this forum for the people who created the first Slenderman series. Somebody posted, they were like, let's make our own series. And I was like, I can help with that. I'm a film major. And so 11 people in the end, we cut it off at some point because a lot of people wanted to help. And 11 was already pushing it. And it was a very interesting experience making a horror series for YouTube because we had 11 people who could make videos. And I think some of them were like, we're editors now. So we had in total like 6 characters. It was like an anthology. I feel comfortable saying the details of this now. It was like an anthology series about 6 people. And the person who's uploading to the channel is called, the channel was called Zero Impurity. And Zero
Are they still around?
The channel is still up. I think it's empty because
Copyright?
there was a lot of drama with the people involved.
Ugh.
And there's some shit posting going on that channel. We eventually got control back.
Say shit posting again.
There was some shit posting on that channel.
That's the destructor of
Yeah.
people and channels.
And so we got it back, but by the time we got it back, everything was deleted. And we didn't have any backups.
Ooh.
Yeah, unfortunately. So it was like an anthology series where like 6 different characters were experiencing supernatural effects.
Yeah.
And they were all related in some way to an entity that was... so we had Zero was collecting... The person who owns the channel was hacking into these people's computers and finding evidence of this supernatural entity affecting people across the world. And he was uploading 6 specific people's stories, and we were going to get like random one-offs from people who wanted to, because there were so many people who wanted to contribute. We would get like somebody to contribute a single like 1 video or 2 videos that showed a short story arc of how they were affected. And
you probably only picked the ones that are good enough for for you.
Yes. And so it was an interesting idea.
It sounds really interesting.
And the whole concept of the thing was like this supernatural entity.
Look him in the eyes when you're telling him this.
Sorry, I look down when I try to remember.
Then just do this and then look down.
The whole I'm gonna look really deep into their eyes.
As deep as Slenderman can get?
He doesn't have eyes.
With his arms, I mean.
Oh, yeah. With his 1 long finger. Or 2, depending on the width of your...
Does he also have tentacles? Who says he has tentacles?
In the original concept, he did have tentacles.
What the hell?
The original concept was...
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yep. I think the reason he stopped having tentacles was because the people who were making videos could not reproduce it.
Oh, yeah.
There was the Tribe 12 guy who did the Monster in My Closet. He was able to do it because he's like a film student who does visual effects. So he's pretty good at what he does. Yeah. But all the other people weren't really able to do that. And the people who made the original Slenderman series, Marble Hornets, which is probably the most famous one too, they did a really good job. Like 2 days after Slenderman was created, they made the first Slenderman video with Slenderman in it. And the costume work was amazing because it looked so convincing, and nobody has ever made a convincing Slenderman since then. So they are the first ones to do it. Yes, it is on YouTube, and it is a fantastic series.
How long? How long and how many?
It's
episodes?
like, I think it's it might be like 6 hours long as a whole, because it ran for 5 years. It ran for 5 years. It finished.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes the story meanders because you know, there are people who are uploading to YouTube, but all in all, for YouTube, it's a very high quality series, and it's pretty good.
Check it out.
Yes, Marble Hornets.
I'll have to check it out also.
I have a box set DVD collection.
Holy stoops. I'm so glad we got a comment, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, Fighter5717. I don't know if you're still watching, but thank you. Anyway,
tune in next week.
Tune in next week for Scientology and me. So the whole point of me telling this story was that my storyline in this web series that we were making was about sleepwalking.
Sleeper man.
And the whole point of this entity, the whole way it acted, was it would find the weaknesses in a person's personality or their identity, and then exploit that in supernatural ways so that they would break down mentally, have like mental fatigue, and then it could take over them. And it would have like a hive mind kind of thing.
Oh boy.
Like a supernatural intelligence. It was a pretty cool idea, and you weren't supposed to be able to figure that out for a while because all the effects of the people were supposed to be kind of different. Kind of related, but also kind of different. We had a really cool storyline with there was...
Is the one you told me about?
I don't know. What did I tell you about?
Is that part of it?
Wink and Morse code. What do you mean?
Is there... If I were to mention blind, is this related or
no,
unrelated?
It's not. It's not related.
Okay.
That's a different one that I developed afterward.
I'm mixing up.
Afterward, I've been thinking of this idea for a while. I do want to make a horror series at some point, and
do you... Spoilers?
Spoilers. There's something about blind. Woo! You'll notice if it's ever made, and there's something about blind, you'll know that that's what we're talking about right now. But there's one cool storyline where it was a person, their audio files from telephone calls. They're like trapped in a basement somewhere, and they're calling a phone, and nobody's picking up, but they're like leaving voice messages, and they're like trying to contact somebody outside in the world.
Oh boy.
And that was an interesting storyline. My storyline was kind of interesting because I think everybody kind of overcame their problems, but my character, no, everybody was going downhill. My character was going uphill.
Yeah, they're all spending $60 on stuff.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know.
Getting stuff stapled to their brains.
Yeah. My character was a somnambulist.
Oh, I learned that today.
From Cirque du Soleil.
It's a person who sleepwalks.
Yeah. And
just to go on a tiny tangent,
yes.
just because I want to interrupt you. I want to try to do some sort of voice. Tune in next week.
For voices.
The problem is the problem is I think I want to go deep, but I also want to do it a bit higher.
I'm so confused with what
if you catch my drift. Okay, continue. I'm just going on a tangent.
Okay. I just keep saying I want Slenderman.
I know. I
me.
look at it and I'm like, man.
That's a good comment.
Yeah. Out of all of them, all of the comments we do or don't get,
yeah, I want Slenderman to diddle me is
the highest on the list for me right now.
Good job. I'm gonna check. They're not watching anymore.
I think it's because I keep doing a note.
Yeah, it's the same note. Switch it up a bit, man.
How about I do this?
Yeah, funky spooky time. What was I gonna say? I was a sleepwalker. Is that the end of the show?
Wait, you were?
No, I
Oh, the
was
character.
for the series, and so I've always had a fascination with sleep paralysis, sleepwalking. I think there's something about dreams that's terrifying. It's probably the closest to legitimate supernatural things that I can think about.
Mm-hmm.
Like the subconscious is a terrifying place,
And
it opens up when you dream,
and
that's
in the name
yes,
of our channel.
gutter dreams.
Spoilers.
Yeah, there aren't really any spoilers there, other than like basic ideas.
Well,
that we
because
have.
you can just read that there's dreams in it.
Yeah, spoilers. That's the name of our
Spoilers.
channel.
What if the name of the channel was Spoilers?
And they just couldn't figure out what it actually was.
I guess that's copyright Doctor Who.
Oh,
I didn't mean for it to be, but I guess it is.
yeah. I don't really have much else to say. Do you have much else to say?
I want to stay for like 2 hours, but the problem is I really need to urinate.
Well, you could go, and then I could keep them interested.
Do you think you can?
I think I can.
I want to see this. Well, I want to see it later when I do see this. So I'm gonna go.
You want to go for 2 hours?
I kind of do.
Well, it's almost 2 hours anyway.
Oh crap!
It's
3.
10 minutes until there's 2 hours.
Are you recording at the same time?
Yes.
I'm gonna go pee.
Okay. Don't take 10 minutes. So while Mario's gone, I was at the beach with my girlfriend, and I was riding the scooter. Wait, hold on. I was at the beach with my girlfriend, and I was riding a scooter. It was a Razor scooter, the sharpest of them all. And as I was riding my scooter, I found myself, hold on. Gotta figure out this chord. Welcome to the Alex Figuring Out a Chord podcast, where he tries to figure out what the heck chord he's gonna play for this. Why is that a major chord? Oh, okay. There we go. So this scooter was a Razor scooter, and I tried to do a 360 kickflip. Sorry. Come on. It's hard to play it from the side. That's the issue. So I did the kickflip. And what happened was the scooter flipped around hard enough to cut off my ankle through the bone. Tune in next week for My Girlfriend is a Scooter Fanatic, where it's like My Strange Addiction, but it's about scooters and how great they can sometimes make the world if you're not focusing on scooter kind of stuff.
Are you legitimately talking about scooters all the time and riding them?
No.
Or slipping or falling and tripping on?
There's no slipping or falling.
All right. Okay. I hope you were entertaining them and not making them mad.
I did spend 30 seconds or so trying to figure out a chord. No, I was trying to figure out...
That's a try it.
Dang, I have to figure it out again. It was this chord right here. God, it's hard to play. It's a minor inverted fifth.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
You could play the root note in the bass. Yeah, right there. Just gave him some musical inspiration, man. So we have 5 minutes or 6 minutes left before we hit 2 hours. Is there anything you want to say or do in that span for our scumsack, pitiful viewers?
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye. We've realized that maintaining a gutter dream is debilitating to our well-being. There's just something about making a podcast every week at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific spot or specific standard.
Specific Standard Time. It grinds away at your resolve and your feelings. Wow, that was a very experimental.
Yeah. I was trying to switch it up, but I probably should have done something like or something.
So we're ending the channel due to diddling comments from Fighter5717.
This is gonna be copyright Ghostbusters.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine with me.
They hate this.
The ghosts or the Ghostbusters?
the ghosts. It's one of my favorite lines from Ghostbusters is he picks up the flap. He comes into Ripley's house from Alien.
Yeah.
Is it
I was going to
Ridley?
say from Believe It or Not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it Ridley or Ripley?
Ripley, from both.
Okay.
Ridley is the guy who made...
Oh, Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a fantastic name.
Yeah, it is. Who else is a Scott? Oh, Scott.
Scott
Michael
Ackerman.
Scott. So he lifts up the flap and goes like this. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna play it like this. And he says, "They hate this."
That's adorable.
Yeah.
With that, I'd like to welcome you all to Gutter Dreams, the podcast. We're going to be here for 2 more hours.
And we're just gonna stare at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take me to the club. The problem is there is the delay between this and us. So anything you're doing that you think is on
Take
tempo
me
won't
downtown to the party. I want to get in
This is
the
gonna be
big
so
Bugatti. Get it black down my job by the daddy. And down it's on funny. That's a genre of music.
Yeah.
Mumble rap.
Mumble
You don't
jumbo.
even need to think of lyrics. You just mumble your feelings.
Oh wait, hold on. Was it this?
Yes.
Or no, it's not.
That sounds pretty nice.
Fuck.
Ooh. That's a sweet one. That's a good one.
See you guys next week.
Oh, that's the wrong one. We can end on this one.
Let's get them pumped. What's the thumbnail gonna be?
Oh, I was thinking like third eye shit. So can we? Yeah, let's do a thing where we. I'm gonna look like I'm expanding my mind. You do what you want to do. All right.
Okay.
Make sure that your thing isn't in the way. By the way.
Oh, you're right. Because all those thumbnails these
They
days,
have little circles. This is my favorite part of the. This is one of my favorite part of the podcast. By the way, is like the immediately afterward we
making the great thumbnails.
we Photoshop ridiculous thumbnails.
Okay.
So much fun.
Let's try this.
At the end. Got it. So opening our third eye. All right. Oh yeah, I'll take this off too. Thumbnail ready?
I'm ready for my close up.
All right. 3, 2, 1. And then let me get my eye up in here so I can Photoshop it in. All right, that's the end of everything. Tune in for the world splitting open and all the hosts of Jesus coming out and taking you to hell.
I love you. I am Gutter Dreams. I am Gutter Dreams. I am Gutter Dreams.
I am Gutter Dreams.
I'm 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 Gutter. He's Dreams.
Hey guys, I'm Gutter. He's Dreams, and we're
He's dreaming.
live to you from New York. It's Saturday night.
Live. That's exactly what this is.